So you're having some trouble with heat in your van. This is what I'm going to be changing. It's a actuator, it's a little motor. Could be called a blender actuator, or it's a door actuator for heat. And this one, you either have no heat or no cold and can't change that. I'm going to show you step by step. And you'll at least see if this is something you want to try or not. So what I noticed here, this was on the passenger side. My wife was complaining it was so hot in the van, and she kept turning this down. I'm thinking, what's your problem? This has got the dual climate control. It's stuck on heat. And when I ended up going to vents, I could feel my side hers was pretty hot. My side, I could feel, it's cool, but her side, hot, and we had it set on cold. So we're gonna have to get in behind this glove box here. You wanna take everything out, and I'll show you how to get the glove box open. Now this little dot here, it's actually a spring, I guess you wanna call it, that helps the door close slowly or open slowly. It's this little clip. You wanna pull it towards yourself. You'll see it does move. If you move it towards yourself, there's a bigger hole on that side. So just pull it towards yourself and it'll pop through the hole, and try and hang on to it so it doesn't go flinging anywhere. Hang on to it and then just gently let it go all the way back. I'll show you how that works in a minute. Now on either side of your glove box door, you're going to want to push this in. You see this little rubber there that's stopping it from opening. So push both of them in towards each other. Yep, that way, make your hands meet. You push them far enough, it'll let go, and then you slowly move the door down. Now this is what this little piece does. It pulls this unit. There's skippable chapters here as well, included in the video, in case we get to a point where I know what I'm doing, I'll skip to the next part. I'm gonna move some of these pieces out of the way so I can see, might be an idea for you too, so that we can see through here as this little motor is out of the way. I'll show you where it is in a minute. We'll want to take this off, better access. These hinges are kind of strange the way they're clipped on here. One faces one way, and then the middle one faces the other way, and then the final one on the driver's side faces the same way as the one on the very right. So it looked like, take those two off first, and then try and pull this one towards you, and the box comes out. Now there's a carpet under here, and there's two little clips that are holding the carpet up. I'll show you where they are. Here's one on this side here. See it right there? And one on this other side as well. Try how to get those out. Could pull from this side. This door panel tool, I'll put in a link in the description if you want to buy one. Find it better if you can grab behind the carpet and then pull. The same on the other side here. Get in behind this little carpet piece and give her a tug, and it should come out. Now this can just hang down. I'll show you where this little motor is way up here. Actually, we're looking at it, it's in the middle of the screen. This is quite a ways up, and you'll see there's two little screws. They're actually like little torque bits. I'm going to take some of this wiring out too off this motor. That little clip was up in here, holding the wire there. It's just going to make it easier to get my hand up in there and to show you as well. There's another little thing here I'm going to squeeze and pull out. Not sure what it is. It's almost like a little sensor of some type. Try not to wreck that. And two more wires I want to take out just to make it easier. These two here, this is the blower controller module, resistor, whatever you want to call it. If you're having trouble with your fan speed, it's probably this unit here. If it's running full tilt and won't go in any slower speeds. Top right hand corner, I'll show you how to test that. I'll take it apart if you want to see that video. Let's get back to this actuator here now. There's a screw there. There's two of them holding this in, and there should be one at the top here. And like I say, they're a special kind of a torqued bit. Of course, they have to be, right? Although it will make it a little easier. I'm going to look through the spacers and the wires not are all out of the way. So then you can see instead of laying down on the ground. It's going to be hard enough anyway. Now, this little torque bit is a T20. Try and put the link in the description for one of these little guys as well. This is not going to be easy. There's hardly any room there. I'm using a 1/4 inch little wrench. I'm try and stick it on there. It's not going to want to stay on. It's got to be an easier way to make that hang on there. Later on, I did figure out how to do it. And just going to have to loosen as much as we can, and then you can just use the bit and turn it by hand. Really not easy to turn. Goes into plastic and it's tight. Oh, is it ever tight? But I figured I'd want to show you the 15 minutes I probably spent trying to undo this. To show that part. There you go. And it fell. Hopefully it falls on the floor, or try not to let it fall. As you can see, it's got those funny ends on it. Torque bit. Now, should be one on the top too. There's a wire here hanging on, and with Chrysler they have all these little red clips. It's like a safety clip, so then it can't accidentally undo. You see I've knocked something else out of proportion here as well. Whatever this is. This actually went into something. Take my door panel tool and try and just press that red clip up. So I tried with my fingers and my fingernail wasn't strong enough. Should just have to get it to move like 1/4 inch. And that should be good, and then I can just press. Oh my, I just knocked it out. I just want to try and unplug that plug by squeezing it. My thumb is there, and I was having nothing but trouble, so I'm going to come back to that later. I've made 2 other changes from what I was doing earlier. I'll show you right away. I put tape around this so that it holds in the wrench, and that way I won't drop the bit. And I've killed myself trying to reach up in there, so I've jacked the vehicle up a little bit so that I'm not laying down halfway. I'll be sitting, I can actually be on my knees on the ground, and my arms will be of the right length. That's where I jacked it up on that mount there. Otherwise, you're basically laying down trying to contortion yourself. So this way is a little better. That way my arm is straight up and down on the ground, and shoulders and everything, if that makes some sense. Now I'm going to try and turn this 1/8 of a turn, maybe 1/4 of a turn. The back of my hand is hitting some other pieces here underneath the dash, so there's no real room here. Basically I have enough room for that bit and barely your hand. Otherwise it would have been a lot quicker things I could have used. Of course, 1/8 of a turn, maybe 1/4 of a turn, on and on and on. Then I decided I'm going to try it, now that I've loosened it a bunch, just with that bit. Tried it a few times there. That didn't work. Still not loose enough, so we're back to using the wrench. If you're playing along with the home game, maybe write in the comments how many times did you drop the wrench or that torque bit. See if you can, I don't know how many times. I'm going to try the bit again by itself in my fingers. I'm hoping, like I did loosen it quite a bit, but it's like it's going to fight the whole way through, and I'm just not strong enough. Maybe I had more room for my hand. And this is kind of the way half of it's being done. Contortion your way. Doing it completely blind once I've got the bit in the screw hole. Finally got it out. I'm going to try and unplug this again. It's giving me nothing but trouble. Absolutely nothing but trouble. Should be able to just squeeze it and pop it out. Might take 2 hands. I think that's what I'm going to try and do here. I'm looking at the new one, see, is that the way it clicks in here? A little bit hard to tell, but yeah, I think I'm doing it the right way. Hard to know if I'm doing it properly because you're upside down and backwards. Anyway, I did get it out. Simple enough. You just have to press it. You will see how it comes out later on. So I don't have a video of that. Now I'm going to look at the two here, the new one and the old one. The new one is the white one, right? And the old one is the one that has the black piece on it. Now, they've got a bunch of little fingers, or cogs, or whatever, and then there'll be a spot where it's missing one. And what we need to do is try and line those up. Roughly both the same size. When you put the new one in there, it should fit in, hopefully, the way the old one was, if you can understand. See this space here missing? If the old one isn't sitting in the same spot, you're going to have to do some real twisting around with this whole unit to get it to click in. I'm going to move it. I don't have a 9-volt battery. Sometimes you can use, but I'm going to use this probe here. It's a 12-volt probe to send power to the new actuator and get it to move to where I need it. You may not need to do this. You may just be able to spin it around when you try and put it in its little hole there. This has got its own little ground too, so I'm going to use a ground and a power. And it doesn't really matter which way you do these. You try and clip it onto that one piece there and try not to touch the two. Although this does have, I'll get you a little closer here, its own circuit breaker. So I'm going to touch the other one there. Should beep. See this continuity. I'm just going to inject it with some power. And it should move. Look at that. Try and get it to move where it needs to go. If you go past it, you can just keep going the same way or reverse it. You'd have to reverse your leads though. Just going to do it there again. You'll see that when I press the button, it should go red and give 12 volts. It's a handy little unit. It wasn't a lot of money. You can use this for all sorts of stuff. Just hooks up to your battery. You can also test things with it. If you touch a positive, it'll turn red and say it's positive. If you touch the negative, it'll turn green and say there's a negative there. So you can test wires. Plus you can inject a negative or a positive coming out the tip as well. Back to inside the vehicle now. I'm trying to put that little shaft into the hole there. I'm going to have to spin it around. It looks like it's not sitting exactly where I wanted it. Sometimes it's easy to do, sometimes it's not. Now I've got it in there. Well, it's just sitting there. I'm going to make sure it works. Got it plugged in. Hear it doing something. Whoop, it fell out. Maybe I should put a screw in it. But it looks like it works, so put it back in there. Run some screws in there, those screws that it came with, just to hold it in, and just reverse the whole process. Try and tighten it as much as I can by finger tight. Doesn't turn very much where it gets so tight you have to use some leverage. But at least you get to understand how this works. There's another one here. I didn't have to calibrate this or nothing. I don't know if there really is a calibration because it just, there's only 2 leads going into there, so it doesn't really know where it is anyway. What these usually do, and that's kind of the problem why they wear out, is they, every time you get into the vehicle and open a door or something, power goes to them, and they either completely close and then completely open and then go back to roughly where you had it set. I didn't spend a whole lot on this one either. I figured I'm going to buy the cheapest one I can find. Found this on Amazon. It was $15 Canadian, and that was shipped and everything. These can be like $50 or more here in Canada. I usually spend the one that's kind of mid-priced, but I thought, you know, let's see how long it lasts. Top right-hand corner, I'll try and put a update link to how long it did last. Although I don't plan on having this van very long. I figured I'm going to put the wrench on a different way on this thing where it kind of sits, because the end is kind of bent a little bit. This might be a little easier, give me a little more access. Here we go. And it did help a little bit. Not much room. I'm thinking this whole thing took me I bet you 2 hours, just because I was messing around with some stuff. Here, this is driving me nuts too. I actually hurt myself putting my elbow, bare elbow on this with these little grooves, plus some gravel in there. Actually scraped my elbow up pretty good. I had it bleeding, so I figured this carpet might be a little smoother, get rid of the little stones in there. And then it was back to the job at hand. So getting close here. It's gonna try and use the torque bit and just by finger, got it in finally. Now it's time to get a few things hooked up. So I had unplugged a couple extra things you're gonna have to just plug back in. Don't want to forget. So we got this lower actuator here. I think this one does your vents, floor vent defrost, I believe. And let's try and put this connector back up. Now this is not easy to slide back in here. Probably spent, I don't know, a couple minutes, 4 or 5 minutes, I don't know, 2 minutes for sure, fiddling with it to get it to snap back in there. It just goes in one way. A couple more wires here to do too. We've got this for your fan speed. Again, I should have a video on testing this later on. Sometimes there's a problem where the power's not getting to it. And it is fine otherwise. So that's something to look forward to. Don't forget to subscribe. You'll get the latest videos. Plug the fan back in. Also have some videos on that, doing the fan and these things. Click this wiring harness back in here too, so it doesn't hang or get caught somehow. Of course, the carpet's going to cover that anyway, but shouldn't get your feet tangled in that. Then we'll put this glove box back in. Now it's got those 3 hinges. 2 of them are the same. One is completely the opposite, so it's a weird thing. So I'm going to do to the left first, click that one in. Then the middle one. That'll be easy. Click up. Then this one on the end, you're going to have to do some bending and contortioning to get it to click up there. Oh, there we go. Done. Make sure it moves. Now we've got this little damper, I guess is what it is, that little string. I'm going to gently try and pull it out as far as it goes. Move the door closed and try and get it so that there's, whoop, try not to do that. Snap and break it. You see there's one side here that's got this little brown button. That's the side that you're going to want to put in the hole closest to you. It goes in there and then it just slides back. And once it does that, it's on. Now, we just got to remember how we had this so the door wouldn't fall out. Now it doesn't want to go in. Squeeze those tabs in, both in towards each other. And that's done. That's pretty easy. Now we just have to get, hopefully everything else is hooked up. This carpet back in. Remember those 2 holes they plug into? See there's one over here. So if you're laying on your back, you can probably put it in there. It's not easy to do, just because it's a very small space to be in. And then we'll do this side here in the passenger too. Try and get it to fit in there. Click in there. You might have to peel it back and take a better look at it. I think that is done. Hopefully you've tested it out beforehand. One thing I did notice though is this little motor, it's quite noisy. A lot noisier than the original one. Take a listen. You hear it? And that's about it. I'm going to take the jack out from under here. That helped a lot too. I wish I would have thought of that earlier. Having it sitting a little higher made it so that you weren't bent down, crouched down too much. And that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. We'll see you another time. Bye for now.